Hi, hello. So this is a video to answer a question on the BMC community. So check the video description to get the link. So the question is basically how to get a service CI in a standard service request and to get in the service request the categorization, product name, and so on. So let's see how we can do this. It's done live, so maybe you will see some trial and error or anything like this. Well, I hope you'll forgive this. So we'll begin by creating. I created a service CI first. Very simple service CI with a categorization and a relation with a company. And as you can see, I created here an incident. I use the service CI and it automatically fetched the product categorization. It's out of the box behavior. And here my idea, for example, is to take the categorization for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 from the service CI and put them into the operational categorization. So we'll see how we can do this. So I will begin by creating an AOT. So I will create a very simple one for Bernardelli, no template. For incident. And I will add some target data. So I just need for now service CI, the service CI reconciliation ID, and the operational categorization. If you want to do it, for example, for the product catalog or something, you can see here that you have only the product categorization tier 1. That means that you will need to add the target data accordingly. I won't do it in this video because it's not the scope, but the idea is the same. And once you add it in the target data, you can use them and map them as you want. So here I got my entries in the AOT, so we'll save it. Now it's time to create. I'll put it here. I will need to create PDT. So my PDT, I will process definition. I will create one. And I will create a PDT for Bernardelli. So first of all, I will take the IoT that I created earlier. So it's okay. And as you can, if you remember, so I had for this IoT, I had 3, 4, 5 information to get. So I will need to create 5 variables. So for example, I will call it in cat1, in cat2, in cat3. Then I just need the service name and the service reconciliation ID. Then when I created those variables, I had to map them with the information from that is waiting in the IoT. So for example, in input, so here it's the information I got in the IoT, and I want to map it with the variables. So cat1 with get2, get3, service CI name, and service reconciliation ID. Okay, so here everything is mapped. So the idea is that in the service request I will map questions with question result with the categorization. So I will just save the PDT. And so the PDT is ready. I will just check that everything is fine. Looks okay. So now I will create a service request itself. And I will create one, so so start date is today, end of the month. Request type standard. I will select the PDT I just created. Okay, no approbation. Okay, and it's okay. So let's open again and do the mapping. So the first question will be to list the available service CIs. So we'll add a question. Select your service CI. So it will be a menu. It will be a query. On the form name AST is it AST or BMC core AST? AST. So I want to display just the name, and I want to store internally the reconciliation ID. Here we go. Because I will need this, so this will be displayed and this will be stored internally, you won't see it. So I will apply it. Then once I select this, I want to fetch 3 for information, or 5. 3 more. We don't care, let's say 3. So let's say here is the reconciliation ID. Here is cat1, cat2, cat3, and then we'll stop at product name because you get the ID. So here I will just let them display it, but you can put them hidden or read-only. So we'll just because this way you can see that the data are fetched. Okay. So the idea is that I will select my service CI, and the idea is to once I selected my service CI, I put the data into those fields. So for this I create some actions. So I will create an action. The title is get business service information. So the information is answer question. So here I don't care. I want to query the form name AST. Oops. Business service. The qualification is I will check by the name. It's the reconciliation ID is stored in a menu. Select your service CI. And then I need to map some fields. So we'll map categorization. So it's category, type, item, category. Okay. So I will need to map the category. So then it's a type for the two. Then I need the item. And what is the product name? Product name is model. So we need to map model with the product name. And then of course I will map the reconciliation ID with the reconciliation ID. Okay, and here we should have everything. So I hope that it will take the internal value for this one, because there is no way to tell. Well, let's see. If it doesn't work, I got an ID. So it's okay. So here it's done. So I got my question, I got my trigger. And let's see already if it's working, so I will just save. I will activate it, and I will try it. So I got my fields, I got my list, and you can see it's working. So we are lucky because it gets the internal value. So we are lucky. So as you can see here, with just a trigger action, and select my service CI, and it fetches automatically the reconciliation login ID, reconciliation ID for the service. It goes it opens the service CI and it fetches all the information for the service. So yeah, well, so we are relieved. We know that we can fetch information. So now here is the fun part. I will turn it offline to complete the work, because now it's not complete. So now I got all my information when I select my service CI. It's mapped automatically into the text. And so the next step, I got my action. When I select my service CI, it fills the information here in those questions. So now I got to map, I got to send back all the information to the incident. So how I can do that? As you can see here, I got my variables that I declared in the PDT. So here I got my category 1, so I will link it to the category 1 question. Same thing for category 2. Same thing with category 3. Same thing with the service name. So the service name is, I will check my menu and I will use the user displayed response, that is the name of the CI. And for the reconciliation ID, I will actually use the same menu, but I will check this time the internally represented response, that is the reconciliation ID. Here, the display label was the name and the actual value, internal value was reconciliation ID. So here I got my mapping, and now I should be fine. So here what happens is, if you remember the PDT, here I fetched in the question the category 1, 2, 3, the service name and service reconciliation ID. So let's see if it works and it creates successfully an incident. So I will turn it online. I will request it now. Candy service. So once I select it, everything is filled. Submit it. It's submitted. So details. Okay. Why don't I have the ID here? So here the mapping was done. That is true, I don't have any error. So maybe I don't have enough. So let's see an incident. Okay, there is an event error. Why? Yeah, because I did something stupid. Yeah, it's my fault. Okay, so the problem is that it doesn't work for a reason, because my test, I wanted to put the product categorization as an operational categorization, and of course there is no operational categorization for Bernardelli. So we'll try to fix it. Let's see. Like I said, it's done live, so failure is bound to happen. So I want operational categorization. So I need Bernardelli operational. So I need service, customer facing, mass marketing. It's enabled. Okay. So since now the record exists, it should work. So let's try request again. So it's submitted, initiated. And this time it created an incident. So if we go and see the incident, so we can see that the service is the Candy service, and in categorization we have got the right categorization. So as you can see, it works. Sorry for the little messed up in the middle. So, but basically it works. So, well, just be careful that in your case that the categorization exists in the catalog, so it works. But basically the idea was to show just how to get, once you get if I can find it, if you select the service CI, it will auto-fetch automatically the values that you are interested with. So, and then you can map, and if you need to get the product name on manufacturer, just create more variables and things, but the idea is this one. So well. Okay, that's done for this video, and see you.